How do you feel confident as a creator? If you know the answer to that question, please let me know. Hey guys, my name is JD from Creative Philomath, and today we're talking about the concept of creative paralysis. It's not something that I really knew about before I started taking my own creative journey, but it's something that I really found myself struggling when I decided to take that step and start working on my own novel. Before we delve into that, I wanted to first just give you guys a thanks for checking out our channel. We're Creative Philomath. We were started by two childhood best friends who wanted to take our passion for creativity and turn it into something that will help creatives do what they do best. You can check us out at creativephilomath.com, where you can access blog posts, sign up for our newsletters so you get updates for upcoming products, along with access to our merchandise. All of the money raised from that will go back into Creative Philomath, where we'll continue developing products and resources to help out creatives. All right, now let's jump into this. So about 6 months ago, I made the decision to start writing my own fantasy novel. I have never done that before, and in some ways, a lot of ways, I had to figure out how to do it all myself. And I really encountered creative paralysis when, I found myself really struggling to start. And in my own experience, if I had to sum up creative paralysis, it would be feeling too overwhelmed and not confident in yourself to start doing what you want to do. It's really a mental battle where you are encountering anxiety, self-doubt, and really just the struggle that comes with starting something new for the first time, where you might just look at the scope of what you want to do and just feel so overwhelmed that you don't necessarily know where to start at. And one thing I really want to emphasize is that it's not a symptom of laziness or time mismanagement. It's, I think, a result of when we're so passionate about what we're doing and when we place such high expectations for ourselves that in a way we're worried about letting ourselves down. Well, my question for you is, what's the greatest disappointment? Is it trying and failing, or is it not succeeding because you never tried at all? So one of the first things you have to start doing is knowing what you are in control of, which is your time and energy. Now, I know what you're saying. You're probably thinking to yourself, I don't have a lot of time. Well, honestly, me neither. Do I get enough sleep? No, I do not, unfortunately. We all have a lot going on. I have a day job. My friend Jacob, business partner Jacob, he has a day job too. I feel you when you sit there and think to yourself, I do not have time to be creative. And I'm here to tell you that you do. But what that looks like may not necessarily be what you had in mind originally. You need to remove all barriers of entry. It can even honestly just be as simple as, I'm going to dedicate 10 minutes before bed to doing my creative hobby. I know for me, I'm guilty of viewing my creative hobby as a to-do list item. And when I make it a to-do list item, I get in my head where, oh, it's just another thing that I have to do so I can cross it off my to-do list. And then I kind of lose that incentive and I lose that spark that made me want to do it in the first place. We need to change our whole mindset. Instead, we need to look at it as a time where we're able to recharge ourselves. Do something for at least a few minutes in the day that you actually want to do. Make it something where it's almost like a ritual, where you take time to be able to recharge yourself and to keep yourself grounded. And when there's so much busyness and there's so much crap going on in the world, just a few minutes, you're able to have kind of control of that space. You're able to reflect and you're able to contribute some of your personality and your spark to the world. And lastly, know your why. It's important to remember that your work has value. Even if no one looks at it and you create it for yourself, whatever you're creating has value because it came from you. It came from purely your experience. Now with social media, I think it is becoming harder to look at our work in the lens of something that came from us and something that has value by default because of it, without the validation of others from Instagram, from YouTube, or whatever it is. And as a perfectionist too, sometimes it's easy to never feel good about our work. But it's important to remember that messiness and it being not very good at the beginning as a whole is just part of the creative process. And when you start a new journey, it's overwhelming. But it's a little easier when you're able to do it together. So until next time, stay curious, stay passionate. See you guys next time.